I will do a quick roll call. So in addition to myself, we have Councilmember Bradford, Councilmember Gamble, Vice Chair Rutherford, Councilmember Sepulveda, Councilmember Van Rees, and Councilmember Welsh. That gives us 7, which is enough to get started on a quorum for the rest of the meeting. And so do I need to read the statement about the public comment? Or? And then we do these days have public comment at committees. We haven't had anyone register to speak at this committee, so we can move on into our agenda. So for committee members, I only have a couple of items that are not on consent. One of those is item number 7, Ordinance Bill 2023-1992, which pertains to community meetings. That one is not on consent. And then I've got item number 22 by Councilmember Lee. That one has a substitute. And then that's for 936 Firestone Parkway. And then Councilmember Toombs has an amendment to Ordinance Bill 1916. So Bill 2023-1916. So 22 and 23 are the only kind of zoning bills that are not on consent, or that I have not on consent, and then the community meetings bill. Does anyone know offhand of anything else that you would like to pull off of consent? If not, I will go ahead and get started reading those captions. Beginning with resolutions, item number 1, Resolution RS 2023-2337 by Councilmembers Roten, Withers, Hancock, and Welsh approves amendments 1 and 2 to a grant from the U.S. Department of the Interior, National Park Service, to Metro government acting by and through the Metro Historical Commission to provide funding for the completion of a historical context focused on Nashville resources associated with the civil rights movement from 1944 to 1966. Item number 2, Resolution RS 2023-2338. The sponsors are Councilmembers O'Connell, Roten, and Withers, approves the 5th Amendment to the lease agreement between Metro Government and 404 James Robertson Prop, PROP, LLC, for office space in the Parkway Towers building located at 404 James Robertson Parkway. Item number 3, Resolution RS 2023-2345. The sponsors are Councilmembers Sledge, Cash, Roten, and others, approves a proposal to the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation to Metro Government acting by and through NDOT for NDOT to agree to maintain signal and sidewalk upgrades in connection with TDOT's Pedestrian Road Safety Construction Initiative on State Route 106, which is 21st Avenue and Broadway, from Pierce Avenue to 19th Avenue South. Item number 4, Resolution RS 2023-2347. The sponsors are Councilmembers O'Connell, Roten, Withers, and others, approves a participation agreement between Metro Government, acting by and through Metro Department of Water and Sewerage Services, and Clark UMC Community Development Corporation to provide public water service improvements for Clark UMC's proposed development, as well as other existing properties in the area. Item number 5, Resolution RS 2023-2348. The sponsors are Councilmembers Gamble, Roten, Withers, and Pulley, authorizes the Director of Public Property or designee to exercise an option agreement for the purchase of a flood-prone property located at 3432 Brick Church Pike for Metro Water Services. Moving on to bills on second reading, item number 6, Ordinance Bill 2023-1915. The sponsor is Councilmember Parker, an ordinance to amend the Metro Zoning Code by amending a specific plan for various properties located at the northwest and northeast corners of Cleveland Street and Meridian Street, covering 3.39 acres, to permit an increase in the number of permitted hotel rooms and to permit the construction of a new hotel on the site. We're skipping number 7, which is the community meetings ordinance. Moving on to number 8, Ordinance Bill 2023-2030. The sponsors of Councilmembers Bradford, Withers, and Pulley authorizes Metro Government to abandon existing public water main and to accept new public water main and the replacement of existing fire hydrant assemblies for property located at 1 Terminal Drive, also known as Terminal Drive Water Main Project. Item number 9, Ordinance Bill 2023-2111. The sponsors of Councilmembers Roten, Withers, Hurt, and Pulley authorizes the granting of a temporary overhead line easement and a permanent underground utility easement to the Electrical Power Board on certain property owned by Metro Government. Item number 10, Ordinance Bill 2023-2112. The sponsors of Councilmembers Roten, Withers, Hurt, and others approves a Greenway Conservation Easement and a participation agreement between the Metro government through the Metro Board of Parks and Recreation and 301 Ben Allen LP for Greenway improvements. Item number 11, Ordinance Bill 2023-2113. The sponsors are Councilmembers Syracuse, Withers, and Pulley. Amends the GIS system for Metro government by renaming JB Estill Drive between Lebanon Pike and Old Lebanon Pike to Donaldson Station Boulevard. Number 12, Ordinance Bill 2023-2114. I'm the sponsor of this one. Amends the GIS system by renaming Forest Avenue with 2 R's between Main Street and North 17th Street and North 17th Street and Terminus to Forest Avenue with 1 R. Item number 13, Ordinance Bill 2023-2115. The sponsors are Councilmembers Cash, Roten, Withers, and Pulley, and approves the conditional abandonment of the public right-of-way of Jess Neely Drive between Natchez Trace and 25th Avenue South. Item number 14, Ordinance Bill 2023-2116. The sponsors are Councilmembers Roten, Withers, and Pulley, authorizes the abandonment of an easement and the acquisition of another easement on the same parcel of property located bounded by Hermitage Avenue, First Avenue South, and Peabody Street. Item number 15, Ordinance Bill 2023-2118. The sponsors are Councilmembers Withers and Pulley, authorizes Metro government to abandon easement rights located at 519 Elgin Street, formerly a portion of Hill Street. Item number 16, Ordinance Bill 2023-2119. The sponsors are Councilmembers Parker, Withers, and Pulley. Authorizes Metro government to accept a new public water main, horizontal relocation of a public water main, and a doghouse sanitary sewer manhole, which I think is the first time I've used that particular term. Someday we'll have a class on what that means, but not this term. But this will be for 4 properties located at 1505, 1509, 1511, and 1513 Dickerson Pike. Item number 17, Ordinance Bill 2023-2120. The sponsor of Councilmembers Withers and Pulley authorizes Metro government to accept new public sanitary sewer main, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for 3 properties located at 1121 and 1127 Waller Road and 3112 Courthouse, Kottas, Court in Williamson County. Item number 18, Ordinance Bill 2023-2121. The sponsors of Councilmembers Swope, Withers, and Pulley authorizes Metro government to accept new public sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for 2 properties located at Old Hickory Boulevard, unnumbered, and Windy Pine Drive, also unnumbered. Item number 19, Ordinance Bill 2023-2122. The sponsors of Councilmembers Withers and Pulley authorizes Metro government to abandon existing sanitary sewer force main and easements and to accept a new public sanitary sewer force main and easements for 6 properties located at Victory Avenue, South 1st Street, Shelby Avenue, Titans Way, Russell Street, and Woodland Street, also known as the Browns Creek Force Main Sewer Relocation Project. Item number 20, Ordinance Bill 2023-2123. The sponsors are Councilmembers Withers and Pulley, authorizes Metro government to abandon existing public water main and to accept a new public water main and fire hydrant assemblies for 6 properties located on Sevier Street, also known as the Sevier Street Water Main Extension Project. Moving on to bills on 3rd reading, item number 21, Ordinance Bill 2023-1838. The sponsors, Councilmember Toombs, amends the Metro zoning code by changing from RS 7.5 to RM 20A zoning for property located at Ewing Drive unnumbered at the southeast corner of Knott Drive and Ewing Drive, covering 2.54 acres. We're going to skip number 22 and number 23. We'll move on to number 24, Ordinance Bill 2023-1917 by Councilmember Toombs. This is the Building Materials Restriction Ordinance for an SP for property located at 2156 Buena Vista Pike and Buena Vista Pike, unnumbered 1204, 1122, 120B, 1120, 1110, 1118, 1116, 1112, 1108, 1106, 1230, 1250, 1252 West Trinity Lane, and River Pearl Place, unnumbered, along West Trinity Lane to permit a mixed-use development. And I get to read that all over again for the next one, because there's an amendment. And then finally, item number 25, Ordinance Bill 2023-1918. The sponsors, Councilmember Toombs, amends the Metro zoning code by canceling a planned unit development on properties located at 1260 West Trinity Lane and Buena Vista Pike, unnumbered, at the intersection of West Trinity Lane and Buena Vista Pike, zoned R8, covering 15.36 acres. Do any of those items need to come off of the consent agenda? Seeing none, I would like to call on Vice Chair Rutherford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move approval of the consent agenda.
Wonderful. Thank you. Is there a second? We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? And let me just make sure my roll count is still accurate. So I still have 7, so that will be 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 abstentions for the consent agenda. For number 7, which is the community meetings bill.
Yeah.
Councilmember Young is not present.
I think so.
You did sign on to it? Okay. Vice Chair Rutherford, if I could call on you one more time. The next item for us is item number 7, which is Ordinance Bill 2023-1992. The sponsor is Councilmember Young. I believe Councilmember Allen has signed on to it, but it's not on the committee. So if you wouldn't mind moving ordinance number 7, and then we can go from there.
Certainly, I move approval of item number 7.
All right, thank you. And is there a second? Okay, great. And now I'll call on Councilmember Allen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So my interest in this is that I passed the original bill that required some kind of public engagement before we introduced legislation dealing with public-private partnerships on public land. And we have discovered that there may be some situations where council member is unable or unwilling or whatever to have that community meeting. And so this has created some backup plans for that. Some of the amendments that are proposed, I think, talk about public hearing as opposed to community meeting, and I would just say community meeting is different from a public hearing, and the intention of the original legislation was to ensure that there was a two-way back and forth process that began with information being disseminated to the community and then feedback from the community being received before anything was ever put together in terms of what that partnership would look like. We've had enough of these happen that working with the community on the front end gets really great results, and I think the East Bank process is an example of that. So I would, I guess, move this bill. It's already been moved. I know there are a number of amendments. I have one that's at the tail end. It's my favorite, so you can take them up in whichever order you want to, but I did want to at least explain that nuance because there's so much underlined, it's kind of hard to see the difference. In the First Amendment, I think presents a solution that is different. It involves the council members voting, and that may be the way to do it, but it sets up only a public hearing before the second reading, and that was not the intent of the original bill. It was to have a community meeting before the first reading, and I feel like that's important. Whatever the mechanism is for getting around it is not as important.
Okay, I did see Councilmember Sledge wish to speak, so I'll go ahead and call on you for that, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with these amendments momentarily.
Thanks, Chair. I'm not on the committee, but I appreciate you letting me speak. So as many are aware, I had not the first, at least it's probably the most in the public eye meeting that was triggered by this section. And I will say overall, I think we had a pretty good meeting. I thank you to many of you I know came for part or all of it, including Councilmember Allen. So thank you to the members who showed up. What I would say is since then I've been thinking through kind of items and pieces that I thought maybe worked well, maybe could work well under circumstances, certain circumstances and maybe not others. And those considerations, I would ask the committee, I think there's more work to be done on this. Maybe that's what I'll say. And so I would ask the committee to consider indefinitely deferring this and putting this off to the next term. I will tell you I'm on budget, and I do plan to make that motion in budget, just because I do think there are ways to make this process clearer for sure, because for all of us involved in that meeting, we were kind of having to build the plane while we flew it in a way. But I think if we try to piecemeal it together this way with certain pieces from certain amendments, I think you'll probably find, I think the body will probably find itself back in the same position anyway next term. So that's just my 2 cents. Thank you, Chair.
Great, thank you. And I saw Councilmember Sepulveda wish to speak, and you're on the committee, so thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I do agree with my colleague. I think it is, it would be wise of us not to piece together some a legislation as important as this. So I'm going to move for indefinite deferral.
That one would be a binding one as a committee recommendation. So it's not automatic. Okay. Okay, so we have motion for an indefinite deferral with proper second. Any other discussion on that? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? One abstention? Okay. And I will vote with the majority on that. Henry's. So that will be 6 in favor, 0 against, and 1 not voting for indefinite deferral. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Anything else, Councilmember Sepulveda, while you have the mic? All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, for this next one, I may need to call on the planning table or the council office. But so this is item number 22, Ordinance Bill 2023-1879. This is one where the lead sponsor is Councilmember Lee, and I have signed on to it as a co-sponsor for her in order to keep it moving, but there is also a substitute, and I'm not familiar with that substitute, but let me read the caption. So this ordinance amends the Metro Zoning Code by changing from CL to IR zoning for property located at 936 Firestone Parkway at the western corner of Gould Boulevard and Firestone Parkway, covering 1.74 acres, and there is a substitute. Can I get a motion to move the bill and the substitute? Okay, so we have a moved and seconded, and I'll call on the planning table to help us understand what this is.
Hi, so this is a bill, as the bill is currently drafted, it's to rezone from CL to IR. Councilmember Lee worked with the community to do a substitute to change it to specific plan, and also the property owner, represented by their counsel. And the substitute just adds in requirements for buffer yards, so type D buffer yard along property lines that are visible from the right-of-way, and a type C buffer yard along property lines that aren't visible. And then it reiterates that they have to conform with trash and rubbish requirements in Title 16.
Great. Any other questions about the substitute? I'm not seeing any hands, so for the substitute, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So we recommend 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. And now for the bill as substituted, all in favor. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any not voting? Great. Thank you, Matt. And then next, our last item on our agenda for our committee is item number 23, Ordinance Bill 2023-1916, sponsors Councilmember Toombs. This amends the Metro Zoning Code by changing from R8 and SP to SP zoning for, here's the list again, sorry about that, 2156 Buena Vista Pike and Buena Vista Pike unnumbered, 1204, 1122, 120B, 1120, 1110, 1118, 1116, 1112, 1108, 1106, 1230, 1250, 1252 West Trinity Lane and River Pearl Place unnumbered along West Trinity Lane, approximately 940 feet east of Old Buena Vista Road, covering 64.93 acres to permit a mixed-use development. Can I get just a motion on the bill and the amendment? You can just holler it out. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Can I call on the planning table again for this one about what the bill is and what the amendment does?
So this is, I think this is called Riverside. It's the big development in her district. That was a part, I think Lisa can describe the bill in more detail as it currently stands, but I'll get into the substitute. So the substitute, the amendment, it adds additional NDOT conditions to ensure that the phasing has the appropriate infrastructure in place prior to the construction of that phasing. It also inserts a traffic calming condition, as well as a requirement for the developer to work with the Historical Commission for historical signage.
Anything else from the planning?
And also, I also forgot, it limits the short-term rental, not owner-occupied use, to no more than 125 units per parcel as shown on the plan. So that should total no more than 1,000 total, but 125 on each parcel.
For non-owner occupied?
For not owner occupied.
And then are owner occupied restricted?
Owner occupied are restricted as currently in the SP, so they're just allowed throughout.
Okay, got it. Anything else from planning? Okay. Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? And now for the bill as amended, any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any not voting? All right. That brings us to the conclusion of our committee meeting. So we started a few minutes late, but we made up time and we are concluding on time. So next up, we will have the Affordable Housing Committee. So thank you, everyone.